What's up everybody, Damon here, and in today's gaming news, we've got the Game Pass release roadmap leading up to Starfield, and someone has finished Baldurs Gate 3 in just 10 minutes. This is your Daily Fix, presented by Pringles. Microsoft has confirmed the Game Pass lineup from today, August 15th, up to the launch of Starfield on September 6th. Available today is Everspace 2. It's a fast-paced, single-player space shooter that returned a 7 out of 10 in our review. We said Everspace 2 is the looter shooter for space jockeys and wannabe pilots, packed with cool ship classes and action-driven arcade dogfights to keep up the pace. Next up is Firewatch, available on August 17th. Firewatch is a much-loved single-player, first-person mystery from Campo Santo, which we gave a 9 out of 10 in our review. We said Firewatch is among the best of the walking simulators, thanks to stellar writing, art direction, and voice acting. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre hits Game Pass on August 18th. This third-person asymmetrical horror game, based on the iconic 1974 film, is a day one Game Pass release from developer Sumo Digital and Friday the 13th, the game publisher Gun Interactive. It got a 6 out of 10 from us. Also day one on Game Pass is the retro RPG Sea of Stars, which launches August 29th. The following week, Greece arrives on September 5th. We gave it a 6 out of 10 and said Greece's beautiful exterior hides a simple, at times confusing, platformer. And then it's the big one, Bethesda's Starfield, which launches day one on Game Pass on September 6th. As already announced, early access from September 1st is available to those who fork out for the more expensive version. Game Pass subscribers can save up to 10% on the Starfield Premium Edition upgrade and play 5 days early. Meanwhile, 6 games leave Game Pass on August 31st. They are Black Desert, Commandos 3 HD Remaster, Immortality, Nuclear Throne, Surgeon Simulator 2, and Tinykin. In other Xbox news, it has announced a new strike-based program to hopefully decrease bad behavior on the platform. Players found violating Xbox's community standards will receive a strike, which will stay on their record for 6 months before it is removed. The severity of the violation determines the number of strikes and the length of the punishment, as shown in the elaborate illustration here. If a player receives 8 total strikes, their account will be suspended from using Xbox's social features like party chat and online multiplayer for 1 year. However, single-player experiences will remain unaffected and no purchased content will be stripped from suspended players. In an effort to provide transparency and educate players on what behavior is deemed inappropriate, Microsoft will show players their enforcement history, which lets them see how many current strikes they have, in addition to any active, completed, or expired suspensions issued. Xbox's new enforcement strike system is Microsoft's latest attempt to curb bad behavior on its platform. Previous efforts include a safety feature released last month that lets players clip audio and report inappropriate voice chats easily. And finally today, someone has completed Baldurs Gate 3 from start to credit roll in just over 10 minutes. Yes, 10 minutes. This is a game with a 35.5-hour main story, 94 hours for a completionist run, according to How Long to Beat. Speedrunner May managed this incredible feat over the weekend using just the origin character Gale, an extremely powerful jump ability, and a specific set of choices that end the game just a little earlier than people might anticipate. Now warning, there will be mild spoilers for an early game ending of Baldurs Gate 3 ahead. If you're wondering how speedrunners are sprinting through all 3 acts of Baldurs Gate 3 in this record time, one major component of the answer is simply that they aren't. There's actually a false or bad ending of sorts to Baldurs Gate 3 that can be triggered in Act 2 by making a very specific choice as Gale. I won't spoil all the details of how this works, but if you're familiar with Gale's backstory, you know he has a condition of sorts that can be quite volatile. If triggered in a specific way during the events of Act 2, it's effectively game over for the party. So speedrunners just have to play as Gale, then sprint at top speed toward a very specific conversation in Act 2, and then make a specific choice that will roll the credits and complete Baldurs Gate 3. Still, this moment in Act 2 is pretty deep into the game. To get there fast, speedrunners have to skip basically every single important moment on the way to Gale's decision. This includes everything with the Goblin Camp and the Emerald Grove, the entire Underdark, every side quest, and every single companion character, except for the almost mandatory Shadowheart. It helps that Gale can move really fast. Enhanced Leap lets him jump far and long through the majority of both acts, and Misty Step helps him do any necessary sneaking. This incredible speedrun uses surprisingly few glitches. May explains in a previous record video that the run uses a small AI glitch to skip a fight in the Goblin Camp, and then uses Misty Step to clip into the final area of Act 2. Everything else, summarized by May, is just this. Gale never skips leg day, jumps really fast, and then detonates a nuclear bomb. It's of course entirely possible that runners will shorten this run even more from here. And that is your Daily Fix for Tuesday, August 15th. Now that you're caught up on the news, check out the biggest game releases still to come in 2023. I'm Damon Hatfield, and for all your gaming news, stay tuned to IGN.